we'll have them muted. So, good morning, everybody. These, all the baby trees in my nose and in my throat's got me sounding a little high pitched this morning. So I'll have my hot tea along. So, as you guys know, I've been trying to do hold space daily for everyone to just kind of come to a centering place, to come to a place of where we're okay and calm for the moment, right? And even if it's a brief moment, something that is ritualistic, something that is a mental, spiritual, and physical tether that kind of keeps us accountable, keeps us in the forward motion brain rather than, the reality is we're all oscillating between every emotion. All of us are, even those of us who, have been practicing mindfulness and meditation for years. I just catch it quicker. It doesn't mean it doesn't happen, right? Last I checked, I was still human, very human. But with that being said, what I've done is I've gone back to ritual. So my classes will generally be Ashtanga based if you're practicing with me over the next month. So expect, holding postures for 5 breaths, really having a classified group of postures that you'll do over the next month, maybe see some progression and maybe see the ability to surrender your mind into the moment, right? The breath is the same, the postures tend to be the same. So yeah, those of you who are texting in about Facebook and stuff, it stops the video, so I don't know how to stop that. Not the comments, but like the actual personal messaging. I don't know. Anyway, learning every day. So how does the mind learn? We've gone over that for the past couple weeks. I've been talking about the adult brain learns in the manner of being in a meditative space as well as repetition. And so, like I said, this month will be an Ashtanga-based class, so there'll be lots of repetition. Also, with that being said, I want you to find something in your own life that is a self-care that you can do on a daily basis. So for some of you, I know meditation and yoga practice is self-care. I'm talking about something besides that, right? So that it branches off into other aspects of your life. So whether it's making a really nice pot of tea. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's one of those little blooming flower teas. So I make sure that either my coffee or my tea once a day is ritualistic. I really prepare it. I really enjoy it. It is no reason to have a flower in my teapot other than I like it, right? So yeah, find something beyond just the breath practice and the physical practice that is self-care and make it part of your ritual every single day, all right, through this whole process. So those of you joining me on Facebook, I am just going to teach you guys some basics again today. So we've gone through Ujjayi breathing, we've gone through Nadi Shodhana breathing, alternate breathing, nostril breathing. We've gone through the 3-part breath as well. I think what I want to do today is kind of fire us up because our Ashtanga practice is coming next. And so this can bring you out of your lethargy. So I'm hearing from a lot of people that they're just feeling fatigued and tired and wanting to sleep all day. I had a few days like that this week. Allergy season isn't helping with that at all, right? So what can we do to clean the snot out and wake ourselves up, all right? And so we're going to do some really, really powerful diaphragmatic breathing. That's why I've got my tea. I really should have brought a, I wish Loki would go get my cloth right now. But I should have brought a tissue. If you've got a tissue handy, get one. I'm actually going to grab one. I really don't want to snot right here on Facebook and the video. So grab a tissue if you're snotty. Sorry, wasn't as prepared as I thought I would. So this will help. This will help wake you up. So if you're feeling a little depressed, if you're feeling a little lethargic, just freaking tired all day long, no, no motivation, no awareness, right? And if you're suffering from allergies, so you want to clear out your nose a little bit. So I wore a half shirt today, not because I enjoy wearing a half shirt to yoga class at all. No load. I'm trying to show people how to breathe. So, welcome to at-home yoga. So, but because I want you to see what my belly does. So the dog's going to stay in the shot. Pokey, move. So, come lay down. Come. All right, so look at my abs. So your diaphragm is right about here. It moves up and down in about an inch space, and it tends to push your belly out if your belly is nice and relaxed, because it pushes your organs down and pushes, makes them puff out, right? And then when you exhale, the diaphragm decompresses and the lungs are compressed so that the breath goes out. So when you inhale, the diaphragm kind of creates a vacuum, a suction to expand the lungs as the air rushes in, right? And then as you exhale, all the muscles squeeze around the lungs to push the air out against the vacuum or against the atmospheric pressure around you. So we're active breathing today. You can take your fingers right here at the space where your rib cage divides. You'll feel almost like a little hollow spot. When you feel that, I want you to start breathing from that space. So you'll inhale and you'll feel it. It'll like create a suction in the vacuum. Your fingers can actually go back in that space a little more as you inhale. And then as you exhale, you'll feel it firm up and actually move upward. Do it again. Inhale. And exhale. Now, keep the low belly tight right here, about 2 inches below the navel. Keep that drawn back as you inhale. Now you feel it stay firm underneath the fingers, right? And fill up. And as you exhale, keeping that navel tightly squeezed back, you'll feel an even more firm bungee cord type energy between that space. So continue to breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Really focus on the movement of that space in the diaphragm while keeping that lower belly lock. Inhale, and as you do this, you might start to feel a little bit of warmth, right? Your body will start to warm up from the interior. Notice how naturally focusing on the movement of the diaphragm keeps the shoulders down so that the breath is in the container of the rib cage itself at this point. Now open your eyes, release the belly as you breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. So still breathe, focusing on the diaphragm, but don't keep the navel strongly drawn back to the spine, right? Just feel the difference, right? And so In yoga, that's what they mean by diaphragmic breathing. You're always breathing from the diaphragm. So even notice here, while your belly is released, your diaphragm is still doing the breathing. You can still be active in that area. And then be loosey-goosey in the low back container of muscular structure, right? But engaging both of those spaces, the navel back with that diaphragmic breathing, created the sound of the ujjayi breath and really created the sensation in that strong diaphragmic uh, container of the breath just being in through the lungs without using the shoulders to bellow the rib cage out on the sides. So that is your basic breathing lesson today. I am going to continue with Facebook. Those of you who are joining me on Facebook for this today, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, watch some yoga classes. All the videos are made public today for you guys to enjoy, including this one, hence why I'm going to go ahead and let that continue to roll while we practice. I'm going to kick my dog off the mat, and we're going to take this practice into a physical plane, into an actual yoga practice. All right, Yogi Loki, get off my mat. Oh, dog's off my mat. Go lay down. Thank you. Good boy. All right. So let's go ahead and start at the top of the mat. Once you start at the top of the mat, the second toes are at 12 o'clock. Feet are either 4 inches apart, or for Ashtanga practice, we typically do big toes together and heels slightly apart. So what I would like is you decide what is best for you today. I am going to do a typical Ashtanga practice with big toes together. Everything in this practice is nice and strong, even the stretches, nothing is relaxed. So as you stand tall, let's get engaged with that breath work, diaphragmic breathing, which ultimately is just another way of doing some ujjayi breathing to really keep this container of the breath and really link the upper body and the lower body strongly through the carriage of the abs. So draw the low belly back about 2 inches below the navel, back into the spine. Inner thighs are lightly activating together. Fronts of the shins are pressing down so that the balls of the feet are rooted and the heels are extending to the mat. As you keep that low belly drawn back, you should feel nice and firm, as though you're one unit from the corset of the waist all the way down to the foot. Then you're going to link the upper body by drawing the carriage and the breath into this diaphragmic area. As you breathe here, feel the palms roll along the sides of the body facing forward as shoulders draw back. Low belly tight, diaphragmic breathing. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Hands go flat on the mat, even if you need to bend the knees to do so. Bringing the hands onto the shins. Inhale, come halfway up. Project the tailbone straight back and the crown of the head forward. Hands go down. We're going to step back to plank. Inhale. As you exhale, either drop to your knees to lower halfway, or you can stay on your toes. We're going to come inhale, up dog. Legs are firm, tops of the feet are down. Exhale, down dog, staying here for 5 breaths. Inhale, 1. So draw the low belly back. It'll create a scooping shape to your low belly right there in the inner hips. 2. Inhale, 3. Inhale, 4. Bend the knees at the very end of that 4th exhale. Hop, big toes are together. Right into the inhale of that halfway lift, bringing the hands to the shins if that's your option today. Exhale, forward fold. Hands flat, face to your shins. Inhale, you're going to come all the way up, reach up, stretch up. You're going to let the hands come along the sides, standing tall, mountain pose. Inhale, find your chair pose if you'd like to this time. Exhale, forward fold, face to shins, hands flat. Inhale, lift halfway, bringing hands to shins. If the back is flat, you can keep fingers down. Hands down, step back to plank pose on your inhale. Not cooperating with my class this morning. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, up dog, tops of the feet. Exhale, down dog. Staying here for 5 breaths. In through the nose, out through the nose. Here, go. For 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Look at the top of your mat. On that next exhale, do a little hop. Try to land with big toes together, maybe even hands flat. And then you'll inhale, come into that halfway lift, whether the hands are on shins or on the floor. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, find your chair pose. Mountain pose, hands at the sides. Again, inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, step or hop back this time. Chaturanga. Notice my arms were not straight. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Listen, left heel spins down. Right foot steps forward, up by the thumb. Inhale comes up to warrior 1. Arms reach up. As soon as you're up, you're down. Hands land. You can go to down dog if you need to. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to your up dog. Exhale, lift your hips to down dog as right heel spins flat. Left foot will step forward. You'll inhale, come up, warrior 1. As soon as you're up, you're down. Exhale, you chaturanga. Lower down out of the posture. You're going to find your inhale to your up dog. You're going to find your exhale to your down dog. Now staying here, breathing in through the nose, out through the nose in a manner that is focusing on that diaphragm, keeping that low belly drawing back so that the low back is safe. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. For 4 more. 3. Rooting through the pinky toes and the pinky fingers. 2. Now exhale, look at the top of the mat. At the very end of that exhale, give it a little hop and softly land. Try to come right into your Betty Boop with your inhale. With your exhale, you'll forward fold again. Inhale, we'll find your chair pose, moving that strong breath, keeping focus. Hands at the sides, finding your mountain posture. Inhale into chair. Exhale into fold. Inhale, lift halfway, Betty Boop. Hands down, step or jump back. Bend those elbows, don't blow your rotator cuffs, no straight arms, there's no plank there. Exhale, down dog. As you step to your warrior 1 with your right foot, inhale, you reach it up, stretch it up. As soon as you're up, you're down. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, lift your hips, right heel spins down, left foot steps forward. Feel the float up with the inhale. Feel the release with the exhale as you lower strongly. Inhale, up dog, tops of the feet, shoulders back. Exhale, down dog. Staying here, 5 breaths. Inhale, 1. Pull the belly back. Remember, you're breathing from that diaphragm. 2. 3. 4. Exhale, bend the knees. At the end of the exhale, hop, land. Inhale right into your Betty Boop. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, palms press, pinky toes press. Exhale, mountain pose. Wonderful. Standing tall at the top of your mat, move your feet out a little wider than hip distance. Take your peace fingers. You're going to take your peace fingers underneath your big toes. You're going to wrap your thumbs around the top. You're going to press down. So you're almost trying to smash your toes. Pull your elbows out to the side. Pull your head to the floor. Pull your shoulders out of your ears. Hollow out the navel. Once again, so we're back into that diaphragmatic breathing, right? Inhale, 1. Exhale, contract the low belly, contract in the diaphragm as you move the face to the shins. Inhale, 2. Lifting the inner thighs upward as you move through the heels. Inhale, 3. Inhale, 4. Inhale, 5, lift halfway up. Stuff the hands underneath the feet so that the palms are facing upward. So much so, even if you need to bend the knees, get the toes up to the wrist. Give a little wrist massage, a little massage in the pad of that thumb. As you do that, we're going straight back into that forward fold. You're going to pull yourself down by flaring the elbows out to the sides of the room. Pull the shoulders away from the ears so the neck is long. Shoulders are not earrings. Inhale, 1. 2, root through the heels, rock the weight towards the wrists. Where's your mind? Where's your breath? Inhale, lift halfway up. Release the hands onto the hips as you exhale. On your next inhale, come all the way up. Say hello to your little hamstring. Very good. Big toes together. All right, we're going to go through one flow. We'll go through our standing positions. If you feel like you need blocks or something, make sure you've got those handy dandy. Big toes together, heels a little bit apart. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, step or hop back, bend elbows. Inhale, up dog. Exhale to your down dog. All right, guys, stay here. 5 breaths. Inhale, 1. Inhale, 2. Inhale, 3. Shoulders are not earrings. Sides of the neck are long. Belly is hollowing. Now on your next exhale, as you hop, root through the pinky fingers and try to hop with toes together. Right into the inhale of your belly. Exhale, fold over, face to shins. Try to get those hands flat. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, mountain pose. Wonderful. All right, so we're going to start off with some balance. And those of you joining me, you know I don't usually wear half tops, but I was showing breath today. All right, now I'm stuck in it because I'm in the video. So we're going to start off with, you can either do figure 4, so you'll stand on your left foot first, figure 4ing your right ankle over. You can also cross the right leg over if you want to for extra balance. Those of you who are feeling super froggy, you'll be able to bring the right heel up into the hip. We're exhaling, forward fold over. When you're over, if you want to get all frisky and the right hand comes behind you, you're more than welcome to do that. So everybody, forward fold. Those of you going a little more advanced will bring the right hand behind you as you bow towards your standing leg. Inhale, 1. Inhale, 2. 3. 4. Inhale, 5. Lift halfway like you're doing Betty Boop. Exhale, 5 stays here. Your next inhale, you come up with control. With exhale, you release the right foot. Other side. Mirror imaging, whatever you did on one side, you'll do the other. So if you cross the left ankle over, figure 4 like you're drinking beer on Sunday, or coming up into the hip. Come over. Those of you who took the hand behind your back, try to do that on this side as well. Face is coming towards the standing leg. Breath is strong. Pulling that navel back, moving the breath from the diaphragm. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, lift halfway. Exhale, belly's tight, squeeze the breath out. Inhale, use that to come up. Exhale, release the foot. Coming standing tall, big toes together. Moving into the next balance posture. I'm going to turn to the side first. You'll start bringing right knee up, right hand will be onto right kneecap. Then you'll move out to the side for what I call Captain Morgan, right? And then we're all bringing it back around on that 5th breath. Everybody will take the leg straight. More advanced practitioners are more than welcome to grab the big toe like I'm doing. So, rules of the game is your body is nice and tall, right? So no rounding, no hunching, no, right? All right, so here we go. Right leg up, either holding on to knee or big toe. Focus on that low belly drawing back and that diaphragm moving the breath. Inhale, 1, 2. Use the abs to hold this right leg up. Inhale, move out to the side. Exhale, look over your left shoulder if you have balance today. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody come back center. Straighten that leg. Hold. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Release. Wonderful. 2 sides. Whatever you did on one side, you're doing on the other. Here we go. Get that left leg up. Find your breath. Find that belly moving back. All the strength to lift this leg is coming from the belly and its attachment to the standing leg. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 5. Open out to the side. Look over your right shoulder if you have the balance. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 5. Comes back center. Straighten the leg, point the toe. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Release. Standing tall, I always step off my mat. That's kind of traditional. So if you stepped off your mat, come back onto your mat. Big toes are together. Inhale into your chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Step or jump back. Crocodile arms, right? Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Wonderful. Stay here, 5 breaths. Inhale, 1. Belly is tight. Pinky fingers and pinky toes are pressing down. 2, 3. Waistline is moving back. 4. Now at the end of that exhale, hop to the top of the mat. And fold. Chair pose, inhale. Mountain pose, exhale. Wonderful. All right, standing tall at the top of your mat is mountain pose. I'm going to ask you to step out with the right foot in a medium step. So that means you're in mid forearms and the arms are extending out. Your second toes are at 12 o'clock. We'll go between right and left sides. We'll step back at the top of the mat. So arms are out, airplane arms. Pivot your right foot to the short end of your mat, lining up heel to back arch. As you do this, we're going to come over into side angle. You're going to let your elbow drop onto that thigh, top arms coming over. Those of you with a little more depth in your hips can put the right hand down. Gazing at the left thumb, inhale 1. Pressing pinky toes down, inhale 2. Breathing from the diaphragm, 3. 4. Inhale 5. Use the breath to come up and immediately exhale into the exact same pose on the left foot. So as you settle in, you gaze at that right arm. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Carries you back up into warrior 2 on the right foot. Bringing the hands into prayer. Left elbow will come over that right knee. Now, those of you who need to modify twisted warrior can lift the back heel or drop the back knee down. Turn and look up over those strong prayer hands as you twist. Inhale 1. One long straight line from back pinky toe to the crown of your head. 2, 3. Moving the diaphragm, keeping the low belly tight as you breathe. 4. Use the 5th inhale to bring you up and over. Exhaling into the same pose, other side. Remember, you can drop that back knee or even pivot just onto the ball of the foot like a crescent twist. Inhale. Feeling your back foot extending through the crown of your head, that soft spot that used to be in the top of your head. Expand, the back of the throat is long, the chin is slightly tucked. 2. And 1. Inhale, come up to face me in this home base position towards the right side of your mat. From here, you're going to step to mountain pose. Top of the mat, hands along the sides, palms facing forward. Inhale into chair, sit the hips back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway, belly boot. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Stay here, 5 breaths. In through the nose, out through the nose. 4. Inhale 3 more. 2. 1. At the end of that exhale, hop. Right into the inhale of your belly boot. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Swing those arms up. Mountain pose, hands at the sides. Stepping out again with your right foot. This time you're stepping out into a medium step. Arms are out, airplane arms. So you're about under mid forearms. You're going to pivot your right foot out. You're going to slink over and open your arms into a north and south position. Triangle pose. Those of you who can grab a hold of the big toe like we did earlier, can grab a hold of the big toe presses down. That hand comes directly above your eyebrow as you turn to look up. Belly breathing, pulling the belly back, diaphragm, moving the breath. 2. Really moving that breath from that diaphragm. Inhale. Come up, exact same pose, other side. Right? So as you grab a hold of the big toe, you reach the arm up, gaze up, keeping that diaphragm moving back. If you need your little tissue because you're moving stuff around, make sure that's handy dandy. Inhale, come up. Turn to home base, which means your toes are to that right side of the mat. We're going to exhale, come halfway forward. From here, our arms are out, airplane arms, our knees are unlocked, that belly is pulling back. We're going to bring our left hand down. We're going to reach our right arm up, keeping those hips nice and level. If you need to reach back, put your hands on your low back and make sure you're not shifting to one side or the other. Toes are at a 12 o'clock. Turn and look up. Inhale, 1. Inhale, 2. Inhale, 3. Inhale, 4. Inhale, 5. Come center, airplane those arms. Exhale, 5. Put that right hand down, left arm high. If you need a block, because your legs are longer than mine, please grab the block. Turn and look up. Inhale, 1. 2. 3. 4. Inhale, 5. Come center. Exhale, 5. Hands to hips. Inhale comes all the way up. Turn to step to the top of your mat, mountain pose. Big toes together. Inhale, find your chair, palms pressing. We've got 5 breaths here. Gazing at the thumbs. Press the pinky fingers and the toes. Belly is tight. Inhale, 1. 2. 3. 4. Inhale, 5. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lifts. Exhale, step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Same here, 5 breaths. So at this point, if you've lost your bandhas or you've lost control of that breathing at the diaphragm, or even if you're building up strength in your pelvic floor and your low abs, maybe you've kind of fatigued in that area, draw that breath in strong with each one of your exhales. It will activate that low belly. It'll activate that whole entire core from hip socket to armpit. On your next exhale, you'll step, jump, meander to the top of the mat. And you'll fold. Finding your chair pose again. Inhale. Exhale, mountain pose, standing tall at the top of the mat. Now we're stepping out, medium step, small step actually. Take a small step out to the side. I'm turning around so you can see what I need you to do with your arms. So you're going to grab either forearms behind your back, or you're going to take the weave of your knuckles and interlace them and start to move them up in between your shoulder blades. Those of you who have some open shoulders and open wrists can come into reverse prayer. Notice I'm not like shifting into gymnastics dismount because of that. I'm pulling those ribs back. I'm still staying engaged in my diaphragmic breathing. So you're standing out to the side. Medium step, so you should be, or small step, you should be about your elbows. Pivot the right foot towards that right end of your mat. Even bring these left toes around, so your left hip will come around as well. Wherever your big toe is, that's generally where this hip pointer is. Wherever your heel is generally where your sit bone is. So when you're trying to create alignment and postures, look for that. So as we come forward, we're bowing our face towards this right shin. So foot is nice and flat, toes are spread, knee is unlocked,
You're going to come forward. Try to touch your face to the shin, but also try to take your gaze to that suctioning navel. Inhale 1. Inhale 2. 3. 4. 5 carries you up. Exhale, tick-tocks to the other side. So if you've got forearms or knuckles, whatever knuckles on bottom shifts to the top, whatever forearms on bottom shifts to the top as you come back forward. If you're in prayer, you're fine, right? Prayer is a symmetrical pose. As we come forward, hollowing out the belly, gazing up at the navel as you try to bring your forehead to your shin. Inhale 2. Inhale 3. Inhale 4. Inhale 5. Carry yourself up with the breath and tick-tock into a home base as the arms go out. On your exhale, step to that top of the mat, finding your mountain pose. Once again, arms along the sides. Now we're going to start to move back through some other parts of our practice, which will include hip openers and a lot of jumping around. But do what you can and understand that the hip openers there's no relaxing, no passive stretching in this next segment. All right, so as you inhale into your chair, sit back for 5 breaths, gazing at the thumbs. For 4 more. You can blocks it up. 3, 2, and 1. On your next exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. You're going to step or hop back into your chaturanga. Inhale comes to your up dog. Exhale goes to your down dog. All right, so notice I've got 2 blocks. These are actually a little high for me, but that's okay. You're going to bring your blocks underneath your hands in your down dog. So realize that your hands are pretty wide on your mat. So there should be enough space for like your shins and the width of your knees in between, right? All right, so I'm going to start teaching everybody to jump through. My hands are on the blocks. You're going to look at the place in between the blocks. You're going to do a little bitty hop. When you hop, you're going to land on the balls of your feet with your ankles crossed like mine are, right? So you can try it just nice and easy. If you haven't done it with me yet, look at the top of your mat. Look at the space between your hands. At the end of that exhale, do a little hop. Once you're there, take these blocks, move them behind your feet. So now your center of gravity is behind you. Extend your arms, straighten your arms. Once your arms are straight, pull your knees in, extend the legs out, and have a seat. All right, so eventually that'll come to a jumping through, even on flat hands. I'm working back to it myself. All right, so we're going into a little bit of core work. I'd like you to keep your blocks handy dandy. Notice they're forward of my hips, they're mid-thigh. I'm gonna ask you to bring your knees up. Now, if this is dinging your low back, you're taking your fingers behind you. Notice I'm trying to look like I'm on a mud flap of a truck, 18-wheeler, right? Call this trucker mud flap pose. All right, arms can go out. Those of you who are in it to win it can extend the legs up. Inhale 1. Moving that diaphragm. Inhale 2. Inhale 3. Right leg over left, knees into the chest, hands onto the blocks, forward of your hips. Inhale, lift the butt up, put it back down, take the legs back into your boat. Inhale 1. Inhale 2. 3. Left over right, hands forward, lift, put it back down, come back into your boat. Inhale 1. Inhale 2. Inhale 3. Right over left, hands are forward, lift, Put it back down. Last one here. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Left over right. Lift the butt. See if you can bring those feet underneath you. Step back to a down dog. If you need to move the blocks a little forward. Inhale, float to your plank position. Realize we're on blocks, so we do not lower nearly as low. Exhale, lowers halfway. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. So remember that little birdie jump that we just did? We're going to do that again. So you can even shorten your stance if you're like, oh, I don't know about this, right? And then just take a little hop and try to cross the ankles. It's not that big of a deal. Take the blocks back behind your feet so that you're changing the center of gravity. Straighten your arms, lift your knees into your chest, and sit down. Wonderful. Well, you need to stay in those blocks. All right, so now we're going into some hip openers. These hip openers are not relaxed. It's not like you're just laying over stretching. You're nice and strong. So we're going to take the top of the right foot back and onto the earth. I can see the whole bottom of my right foot and my legs are together. Okay, inhale, reach my arms up, squeezing my legs and pressing my inner thighs down to the mat, spreading my toes, no matter what foot it's on. Exhale, coming forward. Inhale, 1. Pulling yourself towards the big toe. Inhale, 2. 3. Inhale, 4. Inhale, 5. Lift like you're doing a Betty Boop pose. Exhale, 5 is going to swing that right leg around in front of the left. Your hands are back on the blocks. Inhale, lift up. Now, some of you might sit back down. Some of you might swing. Find your chaturanga. Your up dog, down dog. If you want to jump all the way through with me this time or do that little bird perch, it's up to you. All right. Everybody back at the top of the mat, you can skip that whole vinyasa nonsense if you want to. Otherwise, everybody's joining me. Top of left foot back, knee is down, butt might be a little bit up when we go forward. That's okay. No pain in the knee though. Inhale reaches up, exhale comes forward. Inhale, 1. Diaphragmatic breathing, focus. Inhale, 2. Inhale, 3. Inhale, 4. Inhale, 5. Lift halfway. Exhale, 5. Left ankle over right. You're going to lift the butt. Inhale. Exhale, try to swing into a chaturanga. Up dog, down dog. Everybody makes your way back to the top of the mat. So like I said, if you want to skip all that, just lift your butt up and work your abs. Otherwise, either jump to your little bird perch, right? And then come through, or jump all the way through. From here, we're going to take the right foot to the inside or the outside of the front leg long as it is flat. Big toes are spreading. Big toe of the right foot is pressing down. Take the left arm, bring it over so it's this nice strong arm. Right hand does not go on floor, it comes onto low back. Squeeze the breath out as you turn and look over your right shoulder. Shoulders are down. Inhale, 1. Your core is holding you in this twist, so you're not wrenching your back. 2. Low belly pulling back as the breath is moving in through the carriage of the rib cage. 3. Focusing on the diaphragm and the strong legs. 4. Inhale, 5. Turn back around with me. Right ankle over left. You can choose just to lift your butt. You can choose to go all the way through your chaturanga. You can choose to skip all of that and wait for us to come back to the top of the mat. Step and jump or jump to a seated position for the other side. All right. top of, or top palm of left foot down, pulling that in, either inside or outside of that front foot. Taking right arm over, squeezing inner thighs. Turn and look over your left shoulder. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 5. Turns back around. From here, left ankle over. Ready? You either lift or flow. We all meet at the top of the mat again. And you'll find how you get there. All right, you start watching the fatigue. It makes for fun jump throughs, right? All right, guys. From here, we're going to bring this right foot either into a tree posture on our leg or bring it up into groin like we did in that balance pose earlier. Same thing in the balance pose. If the arm came behind the back, it's going to come behind the back again. As you come forward, the belly is tight, the legs are strong. There's nothing relaxed here. Inhale, 1. Inhale, 2. Inhale, 3. Inhale, 4. Inhale, 5 comes up. You can either cross and lift. You can just lift. You can do whatever it is that you feel is strong in your practice today. Not strong baby trees in my nose today. I can feel it. All right, so left foot either comes into tree pose, which is just to the inner thigh, or it comes up into hip, taking the arm behind your back if you did that last time. And even if you can't grab the foot, you can just put it into the waistband of your pant as well. Come forward, inhale, 1. Focus your mind on these moments. Inhale, 2, firm right thigh. 3, 4. Inhale, 5, lift halfway. Exhale, 5, take that vinyasa. Left ankle over the right. Everybody make your way back to a down dog, no matter whether you're jumping back or not. I'll meet you back there. Wonderful. From here, we're all going to, let's go ahead and come forward and come onto our belly. So you're going to take those blocks. I don't really need those for pretty much the rest of the time that I have with you. So we're going to work between locust pose, this kind of like T-Rex arm thing from Adam's family, locust, fingers, and then we're coming into up dog. So watch what we're doing first. One of the key elements is that I've got this like squeeze of my shoulder blades and a squeeze of my inner thighs. So watch the first one where we will take our fingernails back and then the forehead's down. Hence why I'm telling you to watch this one, right? You'll squeeze the shoulder blades as I lift my legs and all that good stuff. I'm pressing my forehead and my fingers to squeeze everything back, right? And then at that point, I'm going to ask you to put the feet down, lift the face and the heart, and bring little T-Rex arms in with piano fingers, right? And we'll lift and squeeze, everything squeezes, center line here. And then I'm going to ask you to drop those hands along that diaphragm and come into your up dog, right? All right, sounds fun, right? Let's do it. All right, so forehead down, fingernails down. Squeeze the legs together. Push the hips down to float the legs off the mat. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, float the shoulders away from the mat, the collarbones. Forehead, fingers, and hips press. Draw that navel in, diaphragmatic breathing. Inhale, 1. Push your heels together, 2. Inhale, 2. 3. 4. 5. Now bring those little T-Rex arms up, fingertips up, feet down. Lift the heart a little. Inhale, 1. Notice I'm not doing this. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Hands down, lift up, dog, hold. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5th exhale takes you to down dog. Step or jump towards the top of your mat. Come into a seated position. All right, so we're going into reverse tabletop here. Feet are hip distance apart. Those of you who want to do reverse plank with me, legs will be straight. Regardless of the position you're going into, toes are down, right? Even in plank, reverse plank, toes are down. So feet hip distance drawn back for more modified. Fingers are pointed towards the feet or legs straight with me. On your next exhale, lift the hips up. You can drop your head back if you wish. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, releases down. Go ahead and scoot your hips down towards your heels. Part your feet 4 inches and lay onto your back. From this space, we're going into our bridge. And so feet are 4 inches apart so that your heels are lining up with your sit bones. All right. All right. Fingertips reach down. You can shorten the stance once you get up, but you don't want to tuck your feet so much that the knees are in this hyperextended angle trying to lift up. You want to shorten the stance. That's where you really crawl the shoulders underneath you. So as you gaze up, push the shoulders down into the mat, push the feet down into the mat to float the hips high. If you'd like to shorten your stance, this is the place you can do it. Tuck your right shoulder under like a bird tucking its wing behind it. And then the left shoulder comes under, braiding the fingers as the feet press the chest towards the chin. The back of the head presses into the mat. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Feel all 4 corners of the feet. Press the thighs higher if you can. 7, 8, 9, 10. Spread the arms, let the hips drop down. Take the right leg to the sky. Grab the back of the right leg, or if you can grab a hold of the big toe, do so. Let the left leg float out onto the floor and then point the toes. Take the left hand firmly onto the left thigh as you bring your face to the shin and hold. Inhale, 1. Reaching through as though I'm trying to touch that left big toe towards my teapot, and then my right big toe up towards the ceiling, my belly button to the spine. 2, 3 more. 4 more. 5. Exhale, 5, head down. Right arm and leg goes out to the side, staying rooted still through that left shoulder, that left hip, not rolling off the mat. Letting the right leg come up towards the shoulder. Inhale, 1, 2. Reaching through the left foot. 3, 4. Inhale, 5, brings it back center. Exhale, 5, face to shin. Inhale, releases head and leg down. Exhale, brings the left leg up, grab it, point the right toes, right hand onto right thigh. Exhaling, lifting up, staying here. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Head down, left leg out to the side. Oh, my left leg needed that. Staying rooted through the right side, so I'm not rolling off the hip just to take the leg out. I'm staying nice and rooted here. Inhale, 1. Notice that the leg is coming up towards the height of the shoulder, getting that nice inner thigh stretch. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 5, comes back center. Exhale, 5, takes face to shin. Inhale, 1. And exhale, lower the head and the legs down. Now we're going into supported shoulder stand, and then into plow, and then back into fish. So those of you who have never done this before, if you have whiplash or neck injuries, it's not suggested to do anything but just like put your butt up and legs up so that everything's higher and you'll stay there. Those of you who have healthy necks, you will follow me after I show you the 3 poses we're doing, because I don't want you to look around or look at the video. You'll take the legs over, you'll shimmy those shoulders underneath you, you'll take your hands onto the area of the kidneys, you'll see that your feet are over your face, you'll move them over the hips, we'll hold here. From there, I will let you drop down into plow. Notice my toenails are down, my hands are pulling back, my navel's pulling back. We'll stay there. We'll let the hips release down nice and slow. I'll ask you to dig your elbows in for fish. That's where you come on top of the head. You need to, the feet go down. Basically, you're really opening up the chest, right? Here we go. All right. So either just putting your hips up or coming with me, coming into supported shoulder stand. Shoulders get underneath you so you're standing on them, not your neck. Kick it up. And bring. Now bringing those toes over towards the floor, maybe finding the braid in your fingers. Letting those arms reach out, letting those strong legs graze your face. As the hips go down, dig those elbows in to pop your heart off the mat, come onto the crown of your head. Find your version of fish pose. Release your head and back down onto the mat. Come to stillness for a moment. Feel the residual of what happens after you lay down through, really move through that deep lymphatic system, doing compression on all of these different lymph nodes in our throat and in our chest. really important right now. All right. Wonderful. Go ahead and rock and roll up with me. So this class typically ends with two types of things going on. We do a a extended inversion, which can be hip stand, forearm stand, that supported shoulder stand that we just did, or even the one with something underneath your butt. But basically, we just want to get upside down for a little bit, and then we'll come into a seated position, do some more breath work. Hence why you have your towel, because we're going to take that breath work to the next level here in a second. And then we'll lay down for Shavasana. So you choose your inversion. I think I'm going to do headstand today. Look, if headstand's not in your practice, today's not the day, right? All right. So the reason why I say that is that I tend to not always teach headstand until I see that you can do a quality handstand and forearm stand, because that's telling me you have some control. And frankly, American necks are weak. You guys don't carry your stuff on your head, you know, laundry and groceries, and you have furniture, and your necks are just not set up necessarily always to do headstand. So unless you have a confident headstand, pick supported shoulder stand, right? So we're going upside down for several breaths. Those of you who are doing headstand with me, you can do any version. You can do where this comes around your head. I particularly prefer tripod more, but that's just me. So because I prefer that more, there's got to be some weak link for me in that posture. So guess what? I'm going to practice the posture that I don't like best, just so that I can do some discovery work, right? So but it's your choice, right? All right, coming into your headstand. Those of you doing headstand, you can try pike headstand with me as well, somewhere along your journey, which means it's just a little halfway lift. No jumping into headstand. You lift into headstand. Probably not my favorite because I don't do it as well as the other one, right? And if you're in headstand, you come down into child's pose. If you were in supported shoulder stand, you go back through that fish pose. If you were just butt up on a bolster or block or something, then you can lay flat on your back. Wonderful. Everybody come up to a seated position with me. Snag your blocks again. You'll need them. So, grabbing your blocks. They are, yet again, forward of your hips. If you don't have blocks, you can use thick books, whatever works for you. You can come in simple cross-legged seat. You can come into right heel comes into groin if you prefer. Or to make this whole thing easier, if you can come into full lotus, well, great, right? And so it's up to you. This really actually makes the posture easier for, because it binds your legs, but that's if it doesn't hurt your knees, right? So remember we were talking about some of the breathing that I was doing now. I brought up the diaphragmatic breathing earlier and how we were just creating heat. Now we're really gonna move that diaphragm, so hence why you might need a towel with you, right? So watch my belly. I'm going to, notice I'm not moving the lower belly, I'm moving the diaphragm itself. I'm not whole Buddha belly, right? I'm moving the diaphragm, right? So that's the breathing we're going to do. We're going to do 10 breaths in a seated position. Then we're going to put our hands down. We're going to lift up, and we're going to do 10 breaths lifted. Now, for some of you, your legs are not going to come, your feet won't come off the floor. Okay. Your butt might not come off the floor. Okay. Well, mine didn't either in the beginning, right? It wasn't big. I wasn't magically shot out of the womb as a yogi. As a matter of fact, I never even rode a bicycle when I was young. So I've taught myself all this skill set as an adult. You can too. All right, so arms are straight, index fingers and thumbs are together. Gaze is off the tip of the nose, almost creating a cross-eyed experience. Inhale. Hands on blocks, lift up, go again. Wonderful. Lay down onto your back. Come into your meditative posture. Corpse pose onto your spine. Eyes are closed. You have something to cover your eyes. Maybe the other side of your snot. It's your snot, right? Or something else, a nice little eye bag or something to close your eyes, right? Or just close your eyes. Draw the shoulders out of the ears. And just feel the residual from that breathing. And so being in connection with this diaphragmatic breathing, and then now letting it all go. And so allow the breath to just move into the belly. There's no restriction. There's no need for restriction anymore. The spine is safe on the floor. You're done with the powerful practice. Now it's time to move the focus from the breath and the movement into breath into stillness. And so let the breath come in through the nose and out through the nose, and I want you to watch it. And so on your next inhale, you're going to see how long, what's the count of the inhale? Is it a 4-6 count to get through your inhale? And then you're gonna pause just for a beat. And then you're gonna try to double that exhale, right? And so don't get hung up on numbers, don't get hung up on specifics. It's more of the action of the pause, the action of the attention to doubling the exhale, the attention to what the inhale is. And so as you carry yourself through this breathing technique,
Now you notice that the mind can drift softly. You don't have to count the breath any longer. You just notice. Notice the cadence, the slow pace of the inhale. Notice the space between the breath. And then notice the length and the soft escape of your exhale. And now let all that begin to fade away. And just notice how good you feel in this moment. Begin to notice the experience of the moment rather than things happening in it. Now I ask you to lay here into meditation as long as you are able. Lay here and feel the experience of your inhale. Feel the experience of laying here. Feel the experience of maybe birds in the background, maybe sun coming through the window. The experience and feeling of the space for as long as you can. Ashtanga typically asks you to stay here and really let the mind go, let the breath go for as long as possible. Namaste, friends. See you Monday.